and welcome back to Devil May Cry 2. This time, she has many arms but only one heart, as she waits for the hunter deep in the water. So we're probably fighting another boss this part. It's like working, but I'm going to give myself a bit more DT while we're at it. And it actually fully restores it as well, so I can start the next mission with a full bar, which is quite neat. As we continue to head north, I think we're going, through this boring ass city. But there is a secret mission right here. Level 6. This is already our 6th one. This was DMC 1 or 3 or 4 even. We'd already be halfway. But I think this one's got a crap ton of them. Ow. Well, they better for the fact that they only give you a Orb Fragment every 2 for some stupid reason. Sorry if I don't sound quite with it the same time I usually am. My voice is still a bit croaky and a bit off than usual. Plus, I've just done a shift at work before I decided to do this, so I'm already a bit more tired and worn out from it anyway. But I want to get more of this done and try and get a move on more than anything, really. Otherwise, we'll be here all day. Not all day, you know what I mean. It will take us forever to get through it. I don't want another Uncharted 2. But I've gotten a bit more familiar with the control scheme in this game now. I kind of showed it a little bit in the second part, but I'm getting a bit more of a feel for this game now, so hopefully we can start to get a bit more through it and get more done each part. Oh, there's our fragment, and that's enough for an extension to our health. Neat. Right. Hopefully we'll be done in this village. Actually, I say that. So hopefully we'll be done in this village area, but I know what's coming after the village area. It's the main city where we'll be spending most of the rest of the game. I only want to come up here because it seems like, yeah, of course there is. It seemed a bit suspicious. Let's get that. Oh, the frame rate died a bit. Oh, and there's a blue orb fragment up there. That looked a bit bigger than the rest of them, but I guess there's a few of them they want to make sure you get. I don't think any of these are infinite respawning, well, other than the guys that we fought last part. But I don't think these guys are infinitely respawning, so we will knock on them a little bit. Even if they are falling from the sky, implying that they probably are. Oh, for God's sake. I'm still not used to letting go of the R1 button. It's not natural to have an auto lock in a Devil May Cry game. This isn't the reboot, it shouldn't happen. But let's go get this. I'll get this red orb first. That's not a fragment, that's a full orb. Bloody hell, what, they just gonna give us a full orb? Yeah, alright, sure, why not? Oh, I forgot you don't long jump by using a stinger off the edge for some stupid reason. Let's go over and get this. This game. I mean, at least... Whoa, frame rate, seriously. I don't know if it's just a PS4 Exponent PC version exclusive, but why, my god, the frame rate decides to give out in this game for some reason. And it doesn't happen in 1 or 3. It hasn't happened to me once in either of those in this collection. I wish I could compare it to the original, but I have very little memory of this game in general, so I can't remember the fine details of how the frame rate was. But now and now we know that this isn't infinite respawning, we can just grind through it and get through them. And that looks like a breakable wall sort of thing at the end there. I'm in a mixed plate. Bingo, fucking B rank, stupid name. I don't know how I feel about the weight the combat has. Like DMC 1, 3 and 4 tried their hardest to make it more free flowing and less realistic and more, well, fun. And I will always prefer that. It's why I don't really like Uncharted 4 over the first 3. I prefer it when the priorities over gameplay over realism. But at the same time, this and the reboot, they're heavy swinging with it. That comes with when you have everything they do. I kind of like the animations of it. I don't really like the ineffectiveness of it in gameplay, but I like the animation look of it and how it feels heavier, but like you're actually whacking them when you hit them with it. I don't know. I know I'm trying really hard to compliment this game as much as I can as I go through it, because even though I really don't like it, I know some people actually do like this game for some reason, and actually quite enjoy it and think it's actually a perfectly alright game. And I'm sure on its own merit it is. It's just as a Devil May Cry game, it's hideous. Let's see if I can get up here. Okay, now this is going to be interesting. Okay, Dante. There we go. And it's just here. Here it is. Another fragment. Just casually up here. Ugh. That's a long ass drop, really. Oh, look at those PS2 water texture. The water's just going up as one object. There's no waves at all. Alright, so we need to open that somehow. And more of these, thankfully, to get more red orbs, which is neat. Oh, and then they're gone. Alright, won't let me interact with that. I know there's a secret mission there, but the fact it didn't let me do anything with it would imply that I have to wait till a little later on, so I'll come back. Because I know we're going to be backtracking anyway, because I do remember this bit, because I actually got stuck on it when I was a kid. Because you actually have to be relatively good at pathing, and I'm just not. Because when you hit this, it opens the gate, but only for a very limited amount of time, and you have to run over and get to it. But they made it so you physically can't reach it at this point. You have to get an upgrade a little later on and then come back. If you try and reach it now, you'll come very short. See? It's not happening. We need an upgrade from a little later on. But thankfully it's not too far. Actually, I believe it's just through... Yeah, I believe it's just through that door, actually. So we've only got a wave of enemies, so let's knock these guys down the size a bit. Another agony of Innis. Whoa, what on earth was that? Did you hear that? The sound effect on that? Something went horribly wrong there. Oh, this game. They can't even get the sound effects right with half of this. Because other than Showtime, the only ranking name that sounds even remotely like something I'd see in a Devil May Cry game is Bingo. Because Don't Worry, Come On, and Are You Ready are not something you expect to see in any kind of ranking system, especially not a Devil May Cry game. It sounds so basic and uninviting. But let's get this, which is what we need, so we can do that puzzle. Because soon after getting our ability to fly, we get the ability to replace our ability to fly with the ability to run faster, something that was a default ability in DMC1. But that's one of the things that really bugged me with the whole upgrade your devil trigger thing that they're going with here. All the upgrades should be stuff that aren't previously innately on it. Like DMC1, you could move fast, you did extra damage, it like influenced elemental attacks on you depending on what weapon you used. You generated health. It was cool. You go into DMC2, and yeah, the design of the Devil Trigger looks sick. I love the design of DMC2 Dante in his Devil Trigger. But why do we have to get the ability to run faster when it was something we naturally had in 1? Why do we have to get an ability to use it when it was something that was equipped to our sword in 1? Like later on, I believe we get one that regenerates health, and it's like that was something that was naturally in it in 1 as well. I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's how it was. So I'm going to go back and check the secret mission to see if it will let me in now. Because usually you don't even have to interact with them, you just hit it, and if there's something you can interact with, the game will do it for you in 2. And so here's a secret mission here, alright. I did actually press the circle button to make sure then, just in case. I don't know if that was what did it, or whether me walking into it, and... Oh, these guys are new. Infested. Oh, they kind of blend into the scenery. I can imagine this fucking me at some point. I don't know if that's the point, that they're supposed to be like that or what, but it's a bit annoying. Oh god, get off me! There we go, you're dead. And they just vanish, they don't even have like a proper death, okay. Oh god, they're all trying to grab me, oh that's kind of worrying. Ah! Tempted to use my DT. I love that little kick over it at the end of a combo, but let's do the 2 version so we can get the rapid slash. Which I've now noticed just how much DT it burns when you do the rapid thing, so it's not good to spam. Even if we do get another white orb to give pretty much all of it back to us, well, most of it back to us by the looks of it. Anyway, let's go actually do that puzzle now we've got DT. That's the thing. How much DC do we actually start on? Because it doesn't look like we start... Like, we clearly don't start on 3, and I've only brought 1 extra purple orb. So what do we start on? Like 5 or 6? Because if those little blocks at the first 3 there are supposed to be 1 individually, that's not... That's like 7 or 8. Wait, 4, 5... Yeah, that's about 7. I don't think we start on 7. I think it counts it as like 4 or 5. But I don't know. I know that door down there is where we've got to go, so I'm checking literally everywhere else to see if there's anything of interest. Actually, I say that, I think the boss fights... Yeah, it is. Because we need another boss that has no real introduction, it just shows up. Jokatgulum. Jokatgulum. Jokertigalum. Fuck these names. I just think it's going to end up being a running joke of this. I can't pronounce any of the bloody names of the bosses. Jokatgulum. Is that it? But anyway, the idea of this boss, if I remember rightly, is that you just have to destroy the tentacles, because the tentacles don't hurt it, and then just get inside. Because yeah, look, we're doing loads of damage now. We're inside. And then when eventually it'll do this shield that's just kind of there, and it's kind of unoriginal, and it's just its get off me attack. So we need to destroy this again. Oh, that was quick. Alright, let's get in there. There's also the fact that, did you see how our DT's gone yellow? Now it's only gone up 1 bar. We can use the DC after 1 full bar in this game. When every single Devil May Cry, including the third, even the fucking reboot, requires you have at least 3 bars before you can use it. So you can't just use it all the time. Let's finish this. Goodbye. Alright, that was a pathetic boss, but thanks for playing anyway. And a lot of red orbs. Let's see if we get anything interesting for it. Neat, I'll take that. We can't even like travel over it. It's just a pit as far as the game's concerned. I was going to think it'd be quicker to get these orbs, but let's go over and finish this mission. Oh yeah, I'll take that, thank you. I was wondering when we'd get the shotgun. At least that they didn't abandon. Of all the things that they did, at least they kept the shotgun. I hope it's still useful. I'll be really depressed if it's useless. Because in 1, that was the only weapon I used on my original playthrough when I was a kid, because it was just so godly. It was only when I started getting more combos involved that I started to realise the true power of Ebony and Ivory. 7 secret missions and only 4 missions done. Alright, let's see what's next. Close to your eyes, but close to your eyes, far off in your mind. The hunter must know their options. Alright, because that tells us what? I'll upgrade my handguns. Must learn the value of options even. That still doesn't tell us, like, as I was going to say, there's alternate paths and I got to choose which one. Like, the shotgun seems somewhat powerful, even though it seems kind of weird that he holds one of his guns anyway. I think that was Ivory. But whatever. I want the flying thing on. Running faster seems kind of pointless compared to flying. Oh, alright, this Barry looks a bit different than the normal ones. Oh right, I remember these guys. Like, Freaky and Jerry. I don't know if that's how you actually pronounce it. It's just how I always pronounced it as a kid. But these guys are kind of reoccurring because there's a boss that they consider their master that they come through, and they're annoying as shit to deal with because all they do is jump around like morons, as you can see here. But they don't try and attack you, and if you sort them and get like flashbacks to the shadows from DMC1, don't worry, they're nothing like the shadows in DMC1. They don't have a kamikaze attack. They don't try and do grabs and shit. They don't turn into anything. They're just white wolves that are demonic. So just deal with the fact they jump around like morons all the time, and eventually you'll kill them. And their hitboxes are janky as well, so you won't always get hit if they land on you. So it won't always count it as a hitbox. I think they want us to use the shotgun to deal with these pricks. Alright, he's dead. It should... Oh my god. Alright, so at least they brought in the thing that was in that they bring back in 3 and 4. The ability to swap guns on the fly. Because I pressed L2 and it does it. I know you can't do it with swords in this game, like the devil arms. That was something that they incorporated into 3 onwards. But at the same time, I don't really blame them for not doing it, because unlike the guns, there are hardly any like physical weapons in this game. That's the 2 Wolves Master. We'll be fighting him, I think, much later on. But so there's only 3 physical weapons, and they're too similar. It just ends up going down to your preference of whether you want to be slower but hit harder, faster but hit lighter, or in the middle. You start Rebellion in the middle, and I think the next one we get's the heavy one, but I honestly can't remember. The walkthrough jots down when to look for it as well, so I shouldn't miss it, but still. But now we're in the giant city, and fair warning, this is where I zoned out when I was younger, because I already said, like before, I'd already kind of given up and lost interest by the time I got into the village town bit. But I completely zoned out when I got to the city and just ran on autopilot for the rest of the game before I got it finished and went back to DMC1, because this area, nothing about the city is interesting. There's so much boring shit. Some of the bosses here are truly atrocious. The enemies just the new enemies introduced are boring as all hell. And this is when I realised I really wasn't enjoying it, and I realised this was far inferior to the original. And it's got interesting ideas, and I would never take them from them, but there's so much wrong with this game, and this is one of them. The locations are just not interesting. DMC1, you had a pretty cool, interesting idea of the castle on the island, Malay Island, and then exiting into a courtyard, and yeah, it was basic stuff, a castle and a courtyard. They did so much with it. They had a ghost ship in it. They had the caverns. They had the Colosseum. And then when you returned, the castle had all been demonically twisted and altered, and you had to go into the mirror world and all that stuff. And it was just, it was interesting. It was cool. And what do we get in this one? We've gone from a village to a cave to a town to a city. And the city looks generic as all hell. It looks like a basic PlayStation 2 city. Oh, and this is Secret Mission 8, because why not? Right, what do we have to do with these guys? Ah, fuck! Alright. Probably not get too close to them. Probably just shoot them and wait for them to go off. That seems to be the deal. Alright, that's it. Oh, yeah, so yeah, they're going to throw it at other enemies. Let's see if I can... I'll take the hit for that, but it wrecked that poor guy. I think they don't have health by the looks of it, unless I can only shoot the middle. Unless it's a proximity thing. Now let's get close. I think it's a proximity thing. I might be wrong. But do we have to get close and they open up and then you shoot them? Or do they just explode in general when you're... Ah! Anyway, let's get up to the Orb Fragment. Get out of here. Because I think... And the music's not even interesting as well. It's so basic. There's nothing... It's just basic ominous background music. It's just, you end up zoning out as white noise. It's annoying. What's out here anyway? As the camera fucks with us, because I nearly went straight back through it then because of the way the camera was angled there. Oh great, our first boss is back for some reason as a reoccurring enemy. I didn't realise you were the Phantom of this game. There's no ceiling for you to latch onto, so sorry bud. Hopefully you'll die quicker than the actual boss fight, sort of like how Phantom would die quicker any time you fought him outside of the boss. Oh, he seems to be going down a bit quicker. Ow! There we go. You can swing at me all you want. After last time you just fucking grabbed me. I don't want you to do it. Ah! I don't need to do it again. Nope. Oh god damn it. Alright, get off me. Nope. As I'm still up here, I'm just gonna go DT and fuck him up. Oh no, we are regenerating health. I'm looking now, we're just regenerating really slowly. And I think the upgrade just speeds that up, which if that's the case then I'll let it off. Not that I'll use it too much, but whatever. Oh no, it depends. I think the only time I can find myself using it is right near the end, because I remember the final boss being more annoying than anything else. So I might just use it to grind through, and just to make sure that I don't have to do it too many times, just in case I die. To be fair, at the start of the mission, the walkthrough said make sure to check most doors you see, but the secret missions are here and there, and like it points out roundabout where they are, so you know where to look. So I'll keep a glance out. If it says it's a secret mission door, don't be surprised if I'm checking every single door until it pops up. Obviously doing more of these guys. But I kind of get why they did this. Like, if they wanted to make more secret missions than normal, I get why just making them all the same sort of thing decided to become a factor in the decision made. But it still feels kind of compared to the first game when they were all little unique challenges. And 3 and 4 return to that, even if not all of the secret missions in 3 and 4 I really like. I think the challenges should in some way or another either test your puzzle capabilities or your combat abilities. Not random ass shit. Like jump across the platforms. Like the one in 4 where it's the invisible reappearing platforms. You have to keep on jumping out of the way of the enemies until eventually you get to the other end. That felt kind of weird and random. Or stay in the air for 20 seconds like in DMC3. Like, that was stupid. I didn't really like that one personally. But if it was like knock an enemy high in the air, jump up to them, and enemy step up to them to reach a blue orb fragment sort of thing, then I'd be, yeah, sure, because that's testing your ability still. But when it's just do this random challenge, I'm a bit like, eh. Especially when other games since DMC4 and the reboot have done it better, like Transformers Devastation made some of the secret missions super bosses, for goodness sake. One of the secret missions in Bayonetta is a rematch against one of the boss fights, just harder. That's at least something interesting, and these are one of the enemies I was on about that I really don't like, and feel like they just don't belong here and are just shit. The forgettable enemies. The Infested Tanks. And their biggest problem, the reason why they're a big ass fucking joke, is that they can do borderline nothing to you when you're up close. If you attack them from the side, the tank itself can't hurt you. The only thing that can hurt me are the other tanks trying to shoot me from a distance if they get lucky. But these guys just take forever, so what I'm going to do to save you time is just speed it up, and I'll start talking again once we kill them all, because they've got so much fucking health, and I know there's 3 of them in this area because I remember it distinctly. There we go. Fucking hell, that took forever. We're just sitting there wailing with them doing nothing to you. That's just such a stupid enemy. Anyway, there is stuff to get around here, so let's go start exploring and go any direction that isn't the plot. So I believe back here is a secret heart upgrade for a Devil Trigger. Yeah, there is. Is this one regenerating health? Like they're generating health boost? Because I'm pretty sure that's one of them. We'll find out. And it's offense heart. Magic stone with the heart of a vigorous battle god. Okay, I'm going to assume they mean by that you do more damage than Devil Trigger normally does. Which, if that's the case, hell yeah. I'll happily take more damage on my DT. I've got that equipped default, so I'll leave that on. That's brilliant. And that fills in our left slot, thankfully. Enhances your attack power while in Devil Trigger. Yeah, even though it's not clear, the only giveaway was the fact that it was red and it said offense heart, really, because the description, once again, likes to be all fancy and poetic when it really isn't. Auramancer. Oh, I wonder if these are the ice ones then. Not that I could tell because they're already dead. They're just teleporting, they're not even doing anything yet. Oh yeah, one is. And they all died before they had a chance. Neat. That sounds like Devil May Cry 2 in a nutshell. Let's get our blue Orb Fragment. And get the hell out of here. Right, and I believe there's something on the inside here, and then there's something on the highway that we need to look for. Oh, it's just a blue orb, red orb even down here. So let's go check the highway now. Oh god, this big area is so big. The city is probably the main reason most people got sick to death of Devil May Cry 2, because it's just such a giant, empty, boring ass area with nothing to do. Thank you. Oh, there's enough for a full orb, sweet. Oh, let's get that red orb first before we bugger off. I think that's all we can get down here, so let's go actually fight the next boss, because that's what happens when you go down here. We get a new boss encounter, and this boss is by far the dumbest, stupidest boss in the entire Devil May Cry series, and that's including Bob Barvis from the reboot. It's a helicopter. It's just a fucking helicopter. Remember the first game when we had lava, spider, Scorpion, like hybrids shit, and then griffins, and then nightmare hell tanks, and our twin brother converted into a monster? What do we get in this game? A fucking helicopter that you're not even allowed to fight properly yet. You have to run away for a while and then fight it later on. Oh no, the building's on fire. And those fire textures are hideous. PS2 game on nah, that's still terrible. Platforming, something that Devil May Cry as a whole, the main series, have never been brilliant with, because of the weird jumping angles that they have with everything. It's like, that's the one thing I'll give the reboot credit for. At least when you jump in the reboot, you have complete control. It's like a proper platformer jump. Whilst in the main series, you can tell it really isn't. You either jump moving or you jump still, and that's it. How long is this section anyway? Now we've climbed up this high building. Now Trouble better not start shooting at me. Alright. Alright, we're on the rooftop. Oh, there he is, with his fancy eye. Yeah, it does nothing if you shoot him right now, so we'll have to leave it. And carry on running, for some reason. Oh yeah, I'm not missing any red orbs whilst I'm here. Alright, fancy cutscene. Yep, nice to show off, Dante, whatever. Are we allowed to fight him now? No, we're still running. Okay, neat. I know the rooftop we're looking for, then you actually start fighting him. And I know that because there's a blue orb fragment around the edge of it, I believe. And I think it's this building. Either that or the next one. I don't know, I can't remember. But I remember getting this blue orb fragment. I just have it in the back of my mind, getting it on my first run through. There's a few of them that I can just remember. Ah! Alright. Even if it was years ago. Because I remember rightly, it was back here, you went round. Because I remember thinking at the time, oh, they would hide one, wouldn't they? Yeah, there's one there. That looks like a full blue orb again. But it looks... Okay, thanks for showing me. Hang on, let's go get it. Yeah, it is! Wow. Did they just, like, not know where to put any fragments? And they just decided, you know what, let's just put full-on blue orbs in 2 places and 2 missions? And keep in mind, they're only mission 4 and mission 5, by the way. As the frame rate died again. This is the building I'm thinking of. I remember actually having an arse of a time trying to get up it when I was a kid, because of platforming and how poorly it's executed in the first 2 Devil May Cry. It's like 3 and 4 still aren't brilliant with it, but they're at least better than what 1 and 2 had. Because I remember this being hell. If I have enough DT, I can just fly up if I got stuck with it, but I think I should be all right. Oh. There we go. Now is where we actually fight it for real. And you know what this fight consists of? Mostly shooting it from a distance. He rarely comes in, and if he does come in close and you try and attack it physically, well, there's a good chance you'll hit the helicopter blade, which actually does have a hurt box and will hit you if you go into it. So you have to be very careful on your jumps with it. I'm tempted to speed this up as well, but I've already sped up the other infested thing, so you know what? No, I will speed it up. It will take forever otherwise. There we go. Why do the infested enemies have to take so bloody long to die? Just, it's not fun. It's not gameplay experience when you're just waiting for it to die forever. I'm not looking forward to doing this game on hard and DMD, because if they up their health like they do in other Devil May Crys, they're going to take an eternity. But I'm going to call this apart. Next time on Devil May Cry 2, we'll continue to explore the city and attempt to get somewhat near to Arius and whatever the hell we're doing this game. But until then, you guys take care now.